All right, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about stress, and we're going to use a little bit of physics to help us rethink what stress is, to rewrite a new equation about stress in our lives, and to hopefully help us get a little bit healthier along the way. So today we're going to take a look at stress, and we're going to use physics. Okay, so bear with me here. I never took physics in high school, so hopefully this works out. And I never took it in college either. So hopefully this works out. Now, stress. In our modern day life, stress can look like many different things. It can feel like a pressure on our shoulders, and it can feel like it's pressuring us into taking reactionary decisions, fight or flight decisions, acting in ways that we don't necessarily want to all the time. We can have flighty emotions. We can be more reactionary in general, and a lot of us don't really want to do that. Stress is not very comfortable a lot of times in our lives. And so if you consider stress to be similar to pressure, and pressure, again, we're using physics here, and pressure is just the density of energy held within a chamber, and you consider stress then as pressure and energy, so stress is now energy in this equation, and using the first law of thermodynamics, yes, the first law of thermodynamics, also known as the law of conservation of energy, states that energy, again stress, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Energy can only be transferred or changed from one form to another. In other words, stress, or energy, is always there. It's just a matter of where it goes and how it's transferred or how it's changed. So, we're going to do a little experiment here to recondition how we think about energy, aka stress, to where stress can work for you, not against you. Now, if you know anything about stress, you probably have heard the terms eustress and distress. So eustress is where stress is working for you. It's a helpful stressor. It's like having a deadline on a paper versus distress, which is like somebody cutting you off and on the freeway, the stereotypical somebody cutting you off the freeway while you're driving, and it stressed you out in a negative way, and that's distress. So, if we consider energy and stress as just energy itself, and it can have two forms, let's say distress and eustress, most of us would probably define stress normally as distress. It's stressing us out. This thing is stressing us out, and it is having a negative impact on our mind, our emotions, our psychology, even our physical health inside of our own cells, for instance, okay? So if we turn distress, acknowledging that it can never be created nor destroyed, we can't just blow it up in thin air, and it doesn't just be created in our own heads. It comes from somewhere, right? It comes from somewhere, and it is never destroyed. It is only transferred or changed. So what can we do to then change it or transfer it from distress into eustress? And how do we get there? So let's say you're stressed out from a hard day at work, and so you use stress to your advantage to then help you lean into your own emotions and feel your emotions, and then to recognize why you're feeling stressed out from work, and then learn how to heal maybe your lack of nature, or your lack of community, or your lack of feeling confirmed and acknowledged at work, at your workplace. Or maybe you're working from home now and you're lacking that feeling of community that you used to have at work. And so stress working through your technology all the time is stressing you out instead of giving you that thriving experience you had while you're working in your office. And so use the stress that you're feeling, use the distress to then be transferred to a eustress. So transition as you learn more about yourself and the distress you're feeling into a eustress, to recognize then how to heal yourself, how to support yourself, and how to actually support your needs and to lean into what you need for you as an individual. So maybe you need to go take a walk in the park before you head home, just to kind of help you recalibrate yourself, to reconnect to nature, reconnect to the outdoors, reconnect to yourself, and decompress from work. And that energy, or that stress then, from a physics equation, can be transferred from your workplace to you by your own minds, thoughts, emotions, things that happened at the workplace. And then it is then transferred from you, the energy and stress is transferred from you into nature, into the great outdoors, into the world around you, rather than being stuck inside of you. But let's say you didn't do any of that and you just stuck at home and you just stayed still, it's likely, or you just went home and you stayed still and you didn't go through anything to try to transfer that stress, it's likely that you would still be stressed out because it was never able to transfer out of you. It was never able to be changed in that physics equation. Okay, so use stress to your advantage to then learn more about yourself and transition the distress into eustress to actually heal and support yourself. Okay, because you are an active participant and you will have a principal role in your health. You can take health into your own hands and not necessarily think that just stress happens to you. It doesn't just happen to you, it happens through you, right? Stress doesn't happen to you, it happens through you. Energy is not created nor destroyed, it's only transferred or changed. So, a lot of times we will bring in stress. Whenever it's out in the world, sometimes we like to bring it in because it gives us a little bit of energy to feel like we have to take action, but we don't actually have to bring in. If you look on the news, if you turn on the television, if you read the newspaper, it's likely you are bringing stress in unnecessarily because all of those media outlets are kind of designed in a way to provoke stress and response and energy for you to pay attention, right? So take acknowledgement of how the world around you, how the energy around you, and potentially the stress in your environment can either be brought in or you can keep it away. You can keep it outside of your home. You can keep it outside of your eyes. You can put a time limit on how much news you watch every day or how much news you watch every week, for instance, what news outlets you receive information from, who you talk with, and how you talk with those people about the news, for instance. There's many different ways that you can think about stress in your life and how to use it to your advantage and keep it at bay whenever it's not necessary for you to even be there at all, right? So you can have a stressor like accountability and call up your work colleague or call up your friend and say, hey, I want accountability on this project, work friend, or hey, normal everyday life friend, I want accountability for my mental emotional health to say, hey, can you call me every Wednesday at 6 p.m. to make sure I'm nourishing my body well with good healthy food, or that I've gotten my afternoon walk in, and if I haven't, encourage me to go outside and take a walk. Like, those are easy ways to have a good stressor in our life because it's having that accountability rather than a distress where it's this negative experience. So go ahead, take this concept into your own life, take advantage of learning a little bit more about stress in your own world, and take an active role in your health. Take advantage of the fact that you actually can play the principal role of your health director, the director of your own health. You are flying this plane. That is your life. You are flying the plane of your life, and hopefully it's headed to a destination of health. And this is just one of those lessons to help you get there. So go ahead and like and share this video if it made any sense to you, if it made any impact in your life. Hopefully we didn't confuse you or complicate anything for you at all. And hopefully we passed the physics exam with the law of thermodynamics and also known as the law of conservation of energy. So for any of you physics fans out there, hopefully you enjoyed this video as well. So go ahead and give it a like, a share, subscribe to the channel if you want to, and go ahead and sign up for my newsletter probably here or here, and subscribe to this channel and like and share the video. And you can go ahead and check out one of the videos that I'll post here or here for the next round of lessons if you want to learn a little bit more. Okay, so thank you, stay well, enjoy the rest of your health journey, and remember that stress and energy is neither created nor destroyed. It doesn't just come out of nowhere, and it doesn't just go away. You have to actually do something to transfer it or to change it to work for you, not against you. Stay well.